Hollywood had a lot of fun movies this year in 2024, and the list was very long. There were a lot of movies that I really, really enjoyed. But I had to make my list of only top 10 for 2024 and not ranked, but the first on the list is definitely Dune Part 2. And honestly, I don't even have to explain why, because one, it looked amazing. Second, it's based on one of the best written books, well written books of all times. And third, I just loved Timothy Chalamet's character and the progression of it from the first movie. Like in the first movie, he does look like immature and innocent, and the rapid progression that happens in the second movie is just amazing. Like even in the start of the second movie, he just looks like a sweet little kid who has just fallen in love and is trying to figure out things, and then at the end you see him like leading and fighting and yelling, and you're like, who is this person? Just loved that part of the movie. I have to mention The Wild Robot because another movie that looks really, really, really good with really good music and incredibly written screenplay, which leaves you emotional at the end of it. And it is definitely something that makes you want to look for what's next. And it's the kind of movie, no matter how many times you watch, you're going to find out something new about it. The third is a little icky, but I loved it. Like after watching the movie, like while watching movie, I was feeling traumatized, but after watching the movie, honestly, it is one of the best movies of the year because of the philosophy behind it and the way it was written and performances by Demi Moore. I'm talking about The Substance. I am not sure it released in India widely, but I got a chance to watch it at a film festival, and it's not an easy watch. 100% not an easy watch, but if you do get a chance to watch it, you do, because the performances are good and the meaning behind a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the movie is really good as an afterthought. I do have to mention Challengers on this list. I mean, it is not like in the top five, maybe, but it is a good movie based on Zendaya's character, like her character arc, the way she performed, as well as the cinematography and the direction of the movie. The ending scene of the movie, which is also like on the poster, where she's like wearing the glasses and you can see two of them play. There's like a long scene in the movie where you're just flipping between the two playing and Zendaya is watching them. It's very exhilarating. I don't know how else to explain that. Plus, the color tone and the overall background score of the movie was also very good. It gelled very well, and I loved how Zendaya's character changed from being like the girl everybody was crying over. Like eventually she still is the girl everybody was crying over. But at the start of the movie you look at her like she's cute and innocent, and then at the end she is definitely the villain of the story. I have to add this movie in the list because I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Like I don't remember the last time I watched and laughed throughout the runtime of the movie and couldn't wait to see the next time something funny happens. It's Ryan Gosling's The Fall Guy, and Emily Blunt was also incredible in the movie. But honestly, it was just cute, funny. It gave the old school rom com vibe, and we've been missing that from the big screen for a very long time. So I loved this movie. The other movie that I can't stop talking about is definitely Wicked. And honestly, I don't know if I loved it as a musical or if I just loved it because of the chemistry between Alphaba and Glinda. It's just the two of them, like they are like their bond and the relationship is the hero of this movie more than anything else. And for me, that was unforgettable as an experience. Like, unfortunately, it wasn't in theaters for long, but whenever it releases on OTT, I'm definitely going to watch it again. Monkey Man is definitely one of the movies of the year that will be thought of years later. I mean, Dev Patel's character is very unusual for like an action movie. Honestly, Dev Patel had me hooked in Monkey Man, and it isn't just like his character or his performance, but also like the direction, the screenplay, cinematography, everything. And it's not easy to find a movie which has all of it on the same level. Monkey Man was one of the good movies of the year, with like not focused on an issue but also gave a very subtle, you know, message in the story as well. It was great to watch like an Indian actor do that on like an international level. People are not going to be happy with this movie on the list because I actually enjoyed Joker 2 very, very, very much. And I think it is one of the best movies of the year. Unfortunately, people didn't enjoy it as much, but it is going to be a classic that you eventually understand. But there are different ways this film can be interpreted by the people who are watching, and majority saw it in a different way. But I do believe Joker 2 is like a great movie just based on the fact that the way it's written, the fact that it's a musical, because that's how it works in Arthur's head. Like he can only be himself on stage, which was true for the first movie's end as well, which is why the second movie is all on stage and it's a musical where he can finally be himself. I did enjoy Furiosa Mad Max a lot because of the way it looks and the way it sounds and the performances, but overall, this would be my number 10 on the list. Like, I enjoyed the movie, but it isn't like up there. There were some things that I did not enjoy about this movie. The complete opposite of that is like the recent release Heretic. It is definitely in top 5 for me of the year because Hugh Grant was just insanely incredible in the movie. Like, I was terrified of him. At the same time, the minute he would smile, it would bring a smile to my face. Like, what do you call that performance? Insanely good. I do have to mention like two movies that I really enjoyed in the year, but I couldn't put on the list. But they definitely should be on your watch list, and that's If, Ryan Reynolds' If, and A Quiet Place. I mean, the two cats in itself deserve to be like one of the best movies of the year, but also the writing is good, the direction is good, and the performances are good. It's a very silent movie. It's not an easy watch. It'll make you feel a little claustrophobic for some reason, but it is definitely up there. It should be watched by everyone. I wish there were two movies that I could add on this list. One is Nosferatu, and the second one is The Brutalist, but I couldn't watch either of them because they haven't released in India. Or maybe I missed The Brutalist, but I don't think it was released here, so I couldn't watch it. But I hope to watch it in next year and maybe it'll be in that list.